So now we get into some of the things that you actually can do. And the first thing, to sort of reiterate, is that a security alarm is not a security system. A security system is everything put together. It can be some gear. It can be an alarm, can be locks, can be bars, it can be security glass. Normally, it's sort of all these things put together with some of your own efforts and sort of changing some of your habits. And the idea is to kind of put together the right mix of things that doesn't ruin your house. No one wants to have the big bars or roll shutters. So there's a way to do it. And in my experience, the most effective tactic for preventing burglary is 5-minute proofing. And what 5-minute proofing really means is that from the point at which an alarm trips, we want to make sure that it's going to take the burglar at least 5 minutes to get to what you care about most. You can't protect everything, but what you want to do is the things that you care about most that you cannot replace, from the point at which the alarm trips, it would take them at least 5 minutes to get in. The challenge with most alarm systems is that the alarm is only detecting, it's relying on a motion detector inside the house. An alarm, that's only detecting someone once they're already running around inside. We want to be able to start that 5 minutes from as far out as possible. So this is where things like security glass can come in and help out. And what security glass ties in with the alarm system, if you install a glass break sensor, for example, we put a glass break sensor in a room, burglar comes, smashes the glass, the alarm hears the sound of the breaking glass, the alarm trips, so now the siren's going. If you've got response is on the way. So we're coming, and the burglar's still standing outside. So now he gets to make a choice. Do I still want to fight through the rest of this window, or should I just move on somewhere else? So it's sort of the combination. It's not the alarm by itself. It's having the appropriate alarm device coupled with the security film or laminated glass. Another tactic is, another example is sort of this is just regular glass that's shattered, but they've got a glass break sensor again. So in this case, the alarm went off. The guy's standing outside. We respond. They just give up and they leave, because all the customer's done here is they've just created more hassle and helped the guy make a decision. This just isn't worth it. If you don't have the glass break sensor, and the guys will spend as much time as they need to get in. And it's just that most alarms don't trip till they're inside, and the guys know that if the process is only starting inside, no one can get to them fast enough. But if we can start the process early, then that makes a big difference. The next big thing that you can do if you have an alarm system already, and certainly one of the things we coach our clients on, is reducing your delay time. Most alarm systems, any alarm system is not, there's no system that's smart enough to know the difference between you coming home and using a key to open up your front door and a burglar coming and using a crowbar and kicking the whole door in. All the system knows is that the door has been opened. Most alarm systems have been sort of set up, it's all about your convenience, so it gives you 30 or 45 or 60 seconds to get from the door, walk in, punch in your code, and turn the alarm off. Most alarms, and certainly the ones that we're putting in now, we're pushing customers hard to restrict it at 10 seconds or less. So it's a programmable feature. You get the keypad as close as possible to the front door. You come in, you turn off the alarm immediately. That way, if there is a break-in through that door, you're not gifting a burglar all that extra time. We want to start the process all as quickly as possible. Another way to take it one step further is you could use a key fob. A key fob on an alarm gives you the ability to disarm your alarm before you walk inside. So you can actually have the door set up as instant. So the second your door opens up, the alarm trips and the process is starting. Again, the whole alarm thing only really matters if you've got if there's immediate response coming. Another tactic is double-sided deadbolts. Now, from a security standpoint, we recommend these as a great security device in your home. There is a very serious safety risk in terms of if you have a fire, you need to be able to get out. At my own house, we've got them on every single door. So it takes a key on the inside. And then what we do is we take spare keys and we stick them up above the door frame. So we can reach up and get it. But if you couple, again, the double-sided deadbolt with the small pane of glass in the door, the burglar comes, smashes the glass, If you've got the glass break detector that's waiting for the sound of the breaking glass, the alarm trips, he reaches in, and he can't open up the door because it takes a key. The other thing is, we know that a burglar, when it breaks in, is going to go to the master bedroom. So what a lot of our clients have done is they put locks. You don't have to have, this is a high security lock, but you can just put a regular lock on the master bedroom door. And most people don't use it except for when they go out of town for a week or so, just sort of as an extra lockup procedure, so that, you know, that way if someone does break in, we're just slowing them down, creating hassle, like the squid, just giving people a reason to move on, go somewhere else. Another example is you know, putting like window blocks on, you know, the single hung windows. You can use either like an old broom handle or hockey stick, and what a lot of people have done is they've just, you know, you paint them white or paint them whatever color the window is and screw them in, so you don't actually see it. But what happens is all these sort of secondary physical security efforts are what helps make an alarm effective. Because what happens here, if someone pries open the window and the alarm trips, you want to make sure you want to have the block about 2 or 3 inches up so they can open up the window just enough to get the alarm to trip, but not enough to get in. Same as with sliding glass doors. Sometimes the mistake people make is they'll put in a stick in the track for the door, but they make it sort of airtight so the thing can't open at all. And again, you don't really want to do that. What you want to do is you want to give the burglar 2 inches so that he can pry the door open pretty easy. The alarm trips, then it hits the block. So again, we've got the alarm sounding, we've got a signal being sent, we've got response on the way, and we've got a burglar standing outside the house where he gets to make the decision just to leave. We had a big run on these a few years ago when like the plasma screens and LCD screens were really expensive. Now almost everyone's got them. But we're having a big problem with guys coming in and they're stealing just the TVs. And they get one of these giant things off the wall in like 45 seconds. One of the most effective 5-minute proofing strategies that the way clients do is they just put a cheap, you know, $10 bicycle lock and just put it between the bracket on the back of the TV and the bracket on the wall. So the guy comes to take it, he can't get it out easily. Again, it's just creating hassle. It's too much of a pain. He just leaves it there. And where this sort of ties into is, again, you can't make it physically impossible for someone to break in. But what we find is that, you know, you hear from people who have been broken into 3 or 4 times in 3 years, but then someone down the street's never been broken into in 35 years. It's because there's not that many guys that are breaking in. It's just the guys that are doing it constantly. And it's like, you know, Constable Gardner is talking about the waves sort of the graph of sort of when the low periods and high periods. A lot of that also has to do, they take one guy off the street. Some of these guys are just walking crime waves. You take one guy, put him in jail for 2 weeks, and you know there's no break-ins in Dunbar. It's quite an amazing effect. So what happens is these guys come into a house, they steal something great, they get it out, they know you're going to replace it. When they break into a business, half the time what they steal, when they come and steal computers in offices, and then they call us and we come and sort of talk to them, say, okay, well, it's this sort of not a nice story, but the guys don't want what they just stole. They want what you're about to replace them with. So the first break-in is just a setup for the second, and the guys are just going to keep coming back, and so people get victimized over and over again. So what's worse than a burglary is having a successful burglary from the standpoint of a burglar. So doing some of these 5-minute proofing strategies sort of help ensure that a burglar is just not going to get away with. It's just, again, it's just about creating hassle. This is a